Well, hello, boys and girls. Welcome again. It's now when I feel like 8 o'clock. I'm over at my life coach's house. We're preparing for the well-lubed Twister event this afternoon, where everyone is quite excited for. I'm sure you are as well. Where the Lamont Lumineers will be taking on the Millet Marauders. Marauders have have a big mountain to climb. They're last in the league, and the Lumineers are first in the league. So it should be an interesting event. I'm on my way to, of course, with the U-Haul to pick up my Jaime's Body Lube and rations of Nutella for the week. But before I do, it is I had a we it's Picks Day again, like it is every day on this Sunday the 12th, 2017. Last night, with the help of my new spiritual advisor from Millet, not surprisingly, Gary Snellgrove, we went 7-9. I came over to my life coach's house before I started on my duties towards the Twister event to just make sure that I have everything in line as far as my nap ratios are concerned. Um, I've been having a little bit of a shortage of rum o'clocks lately, and that, of course, affects everything in my chakras and my alignment. So she helps me out on that, gives me a positive attitude towards the future or towards the week and towards the day, and I love her for it. Anyways, enough about me. It's time for the picks on Sunday. Now, if I was a person who played Sports Select, I would like skip this day. Sundays are weird days, weird things happen, generally speaking, and a lot of these, especially when it's getting close to playoffs, it's hard. It's really difficult to judge where a team's going to be at. Is a team going to be holding their stick tight, or are they going to, because they're pressing, or are they going to be just so determined and loose because the coaches got them on the right wavelength for going into the playoffs, or are they just kind of complacent because they're already in there, and it's hard to judge. I generally go by I put a lot of time into understanding coaching and coaches, and I tend to look from that perspective a lot. And of course, there's injuries and stuff like that go with it, which I don't mention on here too much because you can look it up if you wish. I will mention it sometimes, but most of the time I just leave that up to you, and I go by the information I have and I make my picks. So here we go. Minnesota versus Chicago. This is a very good example of a game where a reason why I would skip Sports Select today, because who knows? Minnesota, Chicago, they've got a fight between the two of them. It's going to be a tough one. Chicago is Chicago. Minnesota has got a great team this year. You got two amazing coaches in Boudreau and Quinville. I don't think these guys are going to be complacent at all. They're preparing them for the playoffs. I think it's likely going to go into overtime or a shootout or something. I'm picking Mini more or less because I picked Mini to make it to the finals this year in the beginning of the year, and my ego is a lot stronger than my heart. My will to be right trumps my heart. That's pretty sad, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Anyways, I'm going Mini, and I'm going to say 3-2 in overtime. The Rags and the Wings. This seems like a pretty easy one off the cuff, but the Wings, I think, are starting to wake up to the fact that they got to give their fans something at the end of this season. It's been a rough year, and Blashill is probably saying, look, guys, we know we're out of it, but we want to be giving it everything we can for the fans here, because it's going to be the last year of that arena, and there's going to be a lot of emotion there. And I wouldn't doubt if Detroit wins this, although I just can't get past the fact that they have such a depleted roster from injuries and everything. I can't see the Rangers losing this. And if the Rangers do lose this, watch out for the rest of the year, because it means that there is some dissension there in that room, like some complacency going on. I picked them to be for whoever they play in the playoffs, which it looks like Edmonton, to lose in the first round. I just don't like their defense, and Lundqvist is getting up there, but he could still do it. He's amazing, so it's hard to say. But there's more ifs with the Rangers than a lot of other teams that are thought of to be contenders. Montreal versus Edmonton again. Like, pick them here. Really, Montreal is getting Radulov back and Price back. Edmonton isn't known to be strong against defensive-minded systems like Julian is instilling here. My thinking is that Montreal still hasn't grasped the system completely, but will by the playoffs, and that Edmonton has been playing excellent. Their pushback has been fantastic. McClellan has got them running really well. They've got Nurse back. Talbot will probably be in net because, like, is he ever not? And I think Edmonton will squeeze it 2-1 here. Washington versus Anaheim. This is so brutal. Washington is at the tail end of a brutal road trip. I mean, they've lost a few, but it's been horrible. I think they played 3 games in 4 or something like that. And but the good thing is Holtby will be in net because Grubauer was in net last night. Anaheim, I have no faith in this team. I just don't. They keep on pushing through because they've got a deep roster. They've got really good defense. On paper, this team should be a lot better than they are. And I know they're still in a pretty good position, but I just don't have faith in this team. And it's in Anaheim. Pick them, flip a coin. I'm going to take Washington just because Holtby is in, and they'll grind it out. And I question the heart of Anaheim. So I'm going to take Washington, say 3-1, something like that. And then Dallas versus the Sharks. Again, there's a reason why this was going to be a tough battle. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Sharks played last night. Yeah, the Sharks played last night. Dallas is coming in fresh, but you can't rely on their goaltending because they played last night. I think Dell will be in for the Sharks though, so that kind of evens out the goaltending situation maybe. Although I think Dell is actually a lot better than people give him credit for. I think the Dallas is deflated. They've had a lot of injuries. I think their will might be a little low right now. So Sharks have a little more to play for, and I have a little more faith in their coach. So I'm going to go Sharks. I'm going to say 3-2, something like that, and that'll be it for today. That's pretty much my full 42. I'm surprised that lasted as long as it did. I don't have my Jaime's Body Lube on me, but remember, boys and girls, stay well lubed. For the love of God, stay well lubed. Jaime's Body Lube. Lots of love to you. My NHL Pearls of Wisdom on YouTube. Check it out. Much more videos there. Lots of love to you.